Hello, welcome to the 1000th video on the Black and Orange Tarot and Astrology channel. Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much for being here. And I am so blessed and I'm spoiled. Look at these wonderful people. We have got Johnny here from Tarot's Apprentice. We have got Sienna Rose right here. We have got Sheila from Celtic Tarot right there. And we've got everybody in chat and so many great questions. Thank you. I don't know how I got here, but I'm glad I got here. I'm glad we're all together for this. So, I did want to mention, and I'm going to mute you guys a little bit for just a second. Thank you. There are a couple of things. There is today, that is the 1000th video. And then, oh gosh, tomorrow night for long-suffering patrons, we have our monthly 2-hour get-together where we basically end up talking about anything but politics. You know, it's all astrology and silliness and, you know, dead celebrities and, you know, all this kind of silly, fun stuff. So that's tomorrow evening. Of course, there is October. October is beginning on the Black and Orange channel, which is named after the colors of Halloween. And oh man, I've got nails. I've been saving up. I've been collecting for months. I've got 2 new tops you will get sick of seeing, but one is the cutest thing ever. And I dare you, other than a kitten itself, I dare you to find something cuter. It is these white cats that are in Halloween costumes, and it's a pattern, it's a graphic, and it is adorable. Little cartoon cats. And anyway, so that's coming. Pumpkin sweater, a sweater that has this row of pumpkins across. Anyway, that's coming too. That isn't even here yet. Anyway, so that's October is big around here, and so there's Halloween, and then on a week later, November 6th. Is going to be my 50th birthday, 50. And everybody is welcome to come back. The theme is going to be... Say
the date one more time.
November 6th.
Yeah.
Saturday, November 6th.
The day before my son's birthday, so I shall remember that.
Oh, okay. So, and the theme is going to be 50 years from now. So 2071 is going to be the theme of that. I think some of that climate change stuff is going to be interesting, but we're going to see. We're going to see 2071.
Usual time on the November 6th.
Yep, usual time. And then, hang on. I should have this ready, but of course I don't. Hang on. Wait, where is it? Here it is. Got it. Hang on. Right here. Hang on. Come on. Let go. All right. And
there's a joke in here somewhere. I just know
No. Sorry. I knew I forgot something. I forgot to grab this. Okay. Then on, heaven help me, on December 4th, my father's birthday, I have a humorous mystery novel coming out called In Time. It's a time loop mystery. I hope it's funny. I hope. But that's being published December 4th. So that's the cover. So I'm sorry, I'm sorry I made you wait for me to grab that, but there's that. All right, so yeah, so it's a big thing. You know, there's a lot going on this fall and whatnot, and all kinds of fun stuff. A lot of the stuff we read on here, because of course politics is Trump and what have you. I was looking at his astrology chart and talking with everybody about it and the other day, and in mid-October, there are a lot of planets in retrograde right now that from our perspective look like they're going backwards. But in mid-October, like 4 of them, like 4 or 5 things. I mean, it's just like a lot of them are just suddenly going to start moving forward again. And all that energy that's pent up, I described it, retrogrades. It's like when you're leaving your house and you stop in the doorway and you're like, oh, wait. And you take a few steps back and you're like, did I forget my key? Okay, I've got my keys. Does cats have water? Where's that paper? Okay. All right, now I've got everything. And then you go through the door. That's retrograde. Well, all these planets have been stepping back. All of these planets. And then they're suddenly just going to all move forward and out at once. So all that energy is going to move forward. So I had to look at Trump's chart, and in mid-October, some of that stuff is going to start hitting him, but he still has that lucky Jupiter there mitigating things. However, Thanksgiving, all of that lovely, lovely Jupiter energy dissipates. And he's left with, I say the best way to look at astrology is, you don't have to know any astrology. Just look at a chart, look at the red lines and the blue lines. Blue lines are kind of good. Red lines are kind of bad. Is there more red or more blue? His chart in mid-October is red and blue. His chart on Thanksgiving in the US is November 25th. It's all red. So I did want to ask you guys about, we'll get there, but I did want to ask at some point about the turkey's turkey, Trump's Thanksgiving. And we could actually start with that if you'd like.
It's been a while since I've read on somebody like this. This is going to be fun.
Oh, thank you. Kathy Anderson, thank you so much. I'm glad you're okay. All right. And thank you again for being here. I'm so excited just to be with you guys, be hanging out.
Autumn, can I, we have our readers, Andy from Twig Brother. He was actually in the hospital with a stroke.
Oh.
So I want to, I mean, I know it's your channel and all that, but I just wanted to put a shout out to, any reader that is struggling. But he did email me and said that he made it through whatever procedure, whatever they were doing, and he is coming home. But I just want to send some thoughts to that as well.
Do you want to lead a little prayer or something?
Well, we can just give him not a whole minute of silence, but to everybody in the chat, if they could just hold prayers and thoughts and healing thoughts for him, we can definitely do that.
Say his name one more time.
His name is Andy from Twig Brother. He's such a sweet man. He's from the UK. Thank you.
Okay, absolutely. Okay, so at 8 minutes in, let's have a look at the turkey's turkey. Because there's nobody to pardon him.
He's trying to get executive privilege for all of his cronies and for him, so that they don't have to obey the subpoena.
Right. Even though he's not he's not the executive anymore.
What a
It
rat.
says clearly in the rules that the executive privilege is for the current office and the current president.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly. In English even.
Yeah, but it's not like he can read it.
I know. Maybe he can find an interpreter that would actually tell him the truth.
Sienna, I've missed you.
It has been a while since I've done a reading on him. I always got a kick out of his stupidity. Then again, I get to watch it from a safe distance in Canada.
You lucky thing, you.
What are you getting, Johnny?
The huge. There is Biden here, and then there's the fool there, which again is a telltale sign. Again, none of the readers came up with this for him as the fool. This is how he presents, because he doesn't want to learn. He doesn't want to move forward. He is okay with living in his bubble, which is no longer a bubble because it's popped and he didn't know it. It's like the kid walking around with a stick that used to have a balloon at the end of it. So it's just that little stretches of rubber flying in the wind, just bouncing along. He's still talking about he won. He's going to spend his Thanksgiving probably on some sort of social media, even though he's supposed to be banned. But he's going to be talking about how he won. The Ace of Swords, Six of Wands, elevation, and truth. So he's still going to be speaking about how he won. It's going to be very sad. This is all sort of emotional. The Eight of Swords and the Hermit. He's lost in his thoughts. And being lost in your thoughts when your thoughts are like his is not a good place. Because all he then thinks of is, how do I elevate? How do I get revenge? How do I do this? How do I, it's scheming. And so he's lost in his thoughts, and his thoughts are scrambled. Seven of Cups. He doesn't quite know how to climb out of the darkness. The answer is there, but he cannot see it. And so he will spend a very, very sad day wallowing in the gravy, I suppose. But good for you. This is what you wanted. So this is what you get. When that's what you put out there, that's what you get back.
Oh, sorry. I see a little Trump.
Yeah,
the gravy bowl, just flailing.
Passing all the giblets and the high blood pressure. Right ahead. That's what you wanted. That's what you did.
I think he has McDonald's for Thanksgiving. I really do.
Probably. What are you getting, Sienna?
Well, I also had the Hermit, and this was showing me that I think he's going to be spending this holiday alone. Or, well, I was thinking alone, but social media does make sense because I pick up that he is going to be talking very with somebody that he's quite close with. But it's one of those things. What do they call that? Echo chamber, where it's just whoever he's talking to is like, oh yeah, whatever, validating him. I have also with the Seven of Wands here. There's some kind of self-defense, feeling extra defensive on this day. So I think you guys are right that he's going to be spending this day on social media. I think he'll be physically alone. I'm getting the word complaining. There's just gonna be so much complaining. He's going to try and paint a picture of, look at this happy family get together. Look at this, look at this great time I'm having, but it's all BS. I have here with Three of Wands. There's something. I think I'm not up to date with the whole Trump drama, but whatever he's been up to lately and trying to get away with, he's going to realize there's this getting what he asked for, and it might not be the same as what he thought he wanted. It's coming. In the meantime, he's working on some kind of a plan, and he's keeping himself very, very busy with this plan. It's just funny, though, because I have High Priestess. This is just in the back of his mind. He knows that it's not going to work out the way he wants it to. And he can't fool anybody anymore.
A get together. So that's Melania's in Morocco. Baron's upstairs playing Mario Brothers. And then the other two are off somewhere. I won't say that part, but there you go.
Hey, Photoshop.
Don Jr.'s at the donut shop.
Yes, with all the powdered sugar.
Like you know. Like your nose.
Sheila, you're next, but also Jen Lynn is here. Hello, Jen Lynn.
I cannot stay. I have a personal reading to do, but I just wanted to congratulate you on your 1000th video. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing. Hey, everybody. Just wanted to say congratulations, and let's hook up one time in the evening when I'm off.
You got it. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you. That was very sweet. That was very sweet. Sheila, I'm sorry. What did you get?
I asked the question, what is his internal and his external problems? So that was my question for that day. His internal
40 cards each.
Yeah. His internal problems is the Seven of Wands: scheming, lying, cheating. Right? This is his internal things. He just cannot navigate all of this anymore. He's having some serious troubles. I mean, he has to cheat the cheat that he's already cheated. You know what I mean? He's really doing a bad job at it, because, and then we have a external, where the Ace of Wands, that willpower of judgment is coming down on him. This is the exterior coming down on him, and his karma is coming to fruition on these days, because he also got a fast movement, meaning that the judgment and everything on the external is fast movement for him now. It's almost like you were talking about with his astrological. It's like there was gates involved, his lucky gates, and then all of a sudden the gates go, and then the tsunami floods in, because I also got the Five of Cups, poverty, lack. He has absolutely nothing left by the time, let's say, December shows up, going into January. I just think that between him and the Republican Party, and he's included on that, it's going to be annihilated. I mean, there's some kind of energy that's coming in that is just wiping them clean. And I think because of all of that, but this is his day on Thanksgiving, where he knows that he has got nothing left. He is impoverished with no avenues to lie, no avenues to cheat, no more lucky streaks, no more people backing him up, no more support. I mean, it looks just the day he deserves.
I can't argue with that. I got the government, and I think that has to do with, could be New York, Washington, D.C., could be Select Committee, could be Georgia, it could be a lot of things starting. But his secrets, justice, and he's only hanging out with people who are part of that echo chamber you mentioned, Sienna, the people who are politically wedded to him. But his secrets are on their way to trial. So there's that. He's in trouble. So couldn't happen to a bigger jerk. So, but I don't know that necessarily means that he's going to be like arrested or what have you, which leads me to my next question. I know that we've all been reading where Sienna is smart enough to get out of this particular part of the game because she did not want to get sucked into any more of this Trump stuff. Sienna was like, you know what? There are so many things to read on. I'm going to read on them. And meanwhile, I'm a total news junkie. This is a total Venn diagram of my interests. I watch the news all the time and have for years. So there was a question there. It's possible that, for example, in October, when things start moving forward again, maybe the kids get, something from New York State, or and then in November, it's more toward Trump himself. There is something in the news, and I don't know the details, but apparently, and thank you, Kristen, for bringing this, New York County State Supreme Court today unsealed an order that forces the Trump org to comply with the New York State AG's subpoenas. Has anybody heard anything about that? No? Okay. Well, it would be good if they actually do, because watching forget, you call him I-Paste, Eric? I call him Forgettable. Because Forgettable was having just throwing an absolute, having a fit the other day on okay, so in that case, I'm sort of jumping around so much. I've got so much here. Let's do one quick one because this also refers to astrology at basically 20. It came out yesterday that Agent Carroll has finally got her day in court. And what I find interesting is it's going to trial, thank heavens. But the E. Jean Carroll lawsuit against Trump is set to start December 3rd. December 4th is the last full solar eclipse for 2 years. This is a big deal. So that case is starting on a major eclipse. So I wanted to know, how is that court case going to go? And thank you, everybody in the chat. I'm so sorry I haven't been thanking you individually. I'm trying to juggle a bit here, but I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for all your support and kindness. Anybody who's got cards, go ahead.
Well, I don't know much about this whole situation that he's in with the, the court case and stuff, but
Do you want me to give you the Cliff Notes?
yeah, that would be good.
E. Jean Carroll, he allegedly, let's just say, attacked her in a changing room in New York back in the 90s.
Oh, I did hear about this.
And she has a coat that she says has DNA on it.
Okay, because
And
my first card is this losing battle. And I feel like this is for him a losing battle because this is her now. This is her and how far she's come in life and how she's been able to maybe turn things around for herself and how she's been able to become successful. Whereas nothing. Like he hasn't grown. He hasn't changed. He hasn't learned a single thing. I have here, somebody is going to be making a very smart decision. And I feel like this is an effort of like the different, like the prosecutors and the, I was thinking maybe the judge, but I thought maybe the actual judgment card would show up. But there's somebody here that is going to take a look at like all of the information, and they know all of Trump's like manipulation tactics, and it's like they're aware of the kind of stuff he's going to try to do to get out of this, and they're not going to let it happen because they're smarter than that. Now, I also have I asked Spirit, what's going to happen to Trump, as a result. This one, I was seeing some kind of like a big fine because or some kind of like a payout or something.
it's a civil case.
Yeah, I'm like he has to pay up because this Nine of Pentacles. I'm actually seeing her being surrounded by like this extra money.
I like it.
However, he's going to. He doesn't. I don't think he has the money. He's going to ask for it from someone. He's going to ask. He's going to put that out there, and he's going to be met with disappointment. They're like, we can't bail you out of this one. I don't know who it is who he's going to go to, but I'm just hearing we can't bail you out of this one. Then I asked, what's going to happen to her? She is going to get some kind of compensation.
Good.
It's going to, I think news about this is going to spread extremely fast. It's going to be like kind of all over social media, and it gives her fuel. I'm picking up like she does a lot of, oh gosh, what is the word? It's not campaigning, but it's like
media, PR.
Yeah, kind of like for social justice.
Oh, okay, good.
Advocating.
Yeah, campaigning for social justice is a thing.
Yeah, that's
she's
what the word
be a
is.
Spokesperson. Is that what you're saying? Because that's kind of what
like she's gonna like really, really advocate for bringing these kinds of people to justice, and it's just going to give her more motivation to do so. Like it's almost like there's some kind of the mental image I have is like there's a fire behind her, and it's like here we go.
Oh, that's wonderful. Sheila, you're holding up cards?
That was exactly how I was interpreting my chariot. You see her on there? She's on there. She's free. She's going forth. Yeah, she's going to move forward. So I'll go real quick. I have the King of Cups, where the King of Cups is representing of her. She's coming around. She is full of confidence. She is heading this on with her femininity, of course, but she has to butt up against the male energy. So the King of Cups. So she's coming through. The Empress. She is full. She has an abundance of evidence. He can't get away with it. She can prove it. She has it. She has an abundance of evidence. The Hierophant shows up where the teachings and the values. And I think the Hierophant shows up as the courts are going to we're going to teach him a value lesson, things like that, because he has been trying to fight this for quite some time. And the reason why I say that the Hierophant is going to come around and teach, not that he's going to learn one, don't get me wrong, but they're going to try to make him an example, teach him that lesson, because she has strength in her case. She has lots of strength. She has abundance of evidence, and through there. And I also see her with money, with the compensation of the Eight of Pentacles with the money. And then, like Sienna said, it was kind of weird where the last one was the Chariot, moving forward in her power, being that spokesperson, getting what she needs to do, going forward, advocating for women. She's going to really be very important in our movement to that in the United States. One woman can say that you have abused me. We don't need 20 of them to prove one woman's case. That's the problem that we have in the United States. In Italy, it takes one woman, one saying. Here, it takes 30 women and possibly maybe they're right, to prove a case. So there's that. So I think that she's going to really make a huge change with what's going to happen. And this is also a victory for her.
Excellent. What did you get, Johnny?
Well, who is he going to ask for money? It's something about a company here, one of his companies or charity or something that he is going to
charity. I'm sorry, I just find that funny. He would.
Something he's going to try to draw money out of, something that he's involved in, though. It's not going to quite work, but he's going to try. There is a settlement here, or an attempted settlement, with the Fool and the Temperance. He wants to get this over with type of thing. There is also a fear about information that would come out with the Ace of Swords and the Temperance. The Ace of Swords is clarity, or not Temperance, but the High Priestess. Something behind the veil, something he is trying to hide. Now, again, the High Priestess is not secret because they're hiding. It's secret because everybody doesn't know it. If you ask the right questions, you can unlock what this is. The two towers that are in the High Priestess card are from the Temple of Solomon, which means wisdom. So if you ask, you will get the right answer. There is also something about refusal of that in particular offer to settle because of a perspective that needs to be changed. We need to actually get this information. We need this thing to shine. We need this thing to come out. So I don't want to just sweep this under the rug. I want either guilty or innocent, but I want to say what I need to say. There is a new action that comes out of this, though. So this is not just she wins, let's move on. This is she wins and somebody else may come out, because some other little action follows this, whatever it is. But there's a new action here. He is going to try to stall because that's his game. That's what he does, because he can, for whatever reason, string lawyers along a lot longer than most people can. So the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, he is going to try to keep this off balance because he's being sued by everybody but Jesus. So right now, it's kind of like he's going to live in court for the next 10 years.
Oh,
I heard
yes.
Jesus has a claim against him.
He should hold your Bible upside down. That's a good case right there.
Exactly.
It's the 21st century smiting. It's in court. What you guys are saying. She is going. His tactics not going to work. She's in the center. She is in the right. She is, and it's the card for the reading was. This is this feels like the DNA, and then it ends with, like you were saying, Johnny, forward movement. But also, his fruits of labor dwindling, just disappearing. it feels like each one of these pentacles is disappearing. He's losing money so quickly. Ava Braun better get her cash while she can. Seriously, if she waits out her contract, she's not going to get anything. But I'll be the crude one, because there's something about this case where people start making fun of Trump online. Symbolic, and that gets to him. That really, he's not only going to have to pay money, and he's losing money, he's going to be so angry at that, but they're going to just take him apart online and be saying things about him and he's just, yeah. So, and bless that woman, bless her that she'll get some kind of justice. Absolutely. So that is excellent news. I have a question. I've been actually saving this question. Well, actually, because I've been really wanting to get your input, other input into this, which is we've all read on at some point or another, is Trump going to ever go to jail? And I don't know anybody who gets that he will. However, will Donald Trump ever spend a single night, not in prison, but in a jail, like remanded to custody for a single night? Sorry?
Kind of like a holding cell?
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's been, I don't know, arrested, or he's in contempt of court, or I don't know, but is he going to send even just one single, just in a jail, not in a prison, not in the whole thing?
Yeah, I just literally, when you were talking, I just got a vision of him having handcuffs, going to the jail, and then later on by 7 p.m. the demon's out.
Are there ever going to be bars between him and the world?
Well, I like the imagery on this because it almost looks like bars here. He's really going to be like really, really fighting. And the image that I have is literally like a child kicking and screaming. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. But
what channel is that going to be on?
It's coming. It is coming. He might, with Four of Pentacles, he might try and pay his way out of it, but he can't. The money's just not there, and the support is not there. And then I have, this is what he gets. That's what he gets. There's punishment. I think that maybe he does spend at least one night. At the bottom of the deck, I have, this is the joy of the people in the U.S. It sounds spiteful, and it maybe is.
No, we understand.
Yeah, and here we have, he's gonna be, there's something about being away for a long time. It doesn't mean he's in jail this whole time, but it does mean that he's kind of living under a rock now. It's like he's hiding from the public. So that looks hopeful.
There we go. Johnny, what did you get?
I get no.
No? Okay.
I get 3 of Cups as the first card, 4 of Cups as the second card. So there is someone close to him. That is what's popping up for me. The Lover's card, 5 of Cups, somebody in his immediate circle with that 3 of Cups. They're the ones who, because if you look at the modus operandi, his MO, he does some gross things we all think. But it's the same with the terrorist. I'm not putting the bomb on me. I'm going to tell you to do it, and then you go out and, sacrifice yourself and get your 100 versions type thing. So he tells the people to do horrible things like Michael Cohen, sell your house and pay off Stormy Daniels type of thing. And then I'll write you a check for something miscellaneous, and then you'll cash it, and then we're square. So it's like they can't ever really get the jump on him. But this Trump orc thing is going to do some damage. However, these type of people pay a fine, and then they go on about their life. But I will say this. The Wheel of Fortune will run out. Now, jail, I don't see, but that does not mean it won't happen. Cards don't know everything. So it doesn't mean it won't happen. It just means I don't see it. But somebody in his family goes first. Somebody in his immediate circle, one of his Ren and Stimpy children, one of them goes first. I think Don Jr.
You idiot. Sheila.
You idiot.
I mean,
You know,
he's
my
got the
my
psychopath
card-
part down.
Yes, psychopath down very well. Sheila, what did you get?
Well, ironically, I got the Five of Cups with that choices and that fantasy. Now I'm trying to. Is this our fantasy or his fantasy? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, because I have a magician. Like the man has got something. Like he's like this little slithering snake that'll just get away in the little itty bitty creases of the crevices of hell. You know, he always just figures out a magic way of out. We have the Queen of Wands, like we want to. We also have travel. We have take charge and travel. So we have the outside influences on him. However, I also get that proposal. I also have the Six of Pentacles where it says giving and generosity. Does he find a judge that generosity says, no, we're not going to put him in jail? Because we have the Queen of Swords, like that smart lawyer. Not that, Trump attracts smart lawyers, but there's some sort of something, a loophole, something that shows up that keeps him celebrating again and again and again. And I found that really weird because I also, at the end of all of that, I asked at the end of all of that, where is Trump going to end up in the public eye? And I got the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups. Now, both of these together are some powerful, you're going to go through some stuff, right? So he's going to end up in the public eye. Does this mean that he gets arrested and he's in prison? There's bars. But I think these are the emotional, mental bars that he's going to endure through the society, through life, through how he is now perceived. There's something in there, but I don't think we're going to see physical ka-chink, which we would love to see. However, I think there's going to be a worse prison for him than a physical prison.
Losing his money.
His mind, his money, his clout, his notoriety. Help me out. Thank you.
Notoriety.
Yeah, and all of it. All of it for him. I think his home is going to become his prison.
Okay.
Well, his mind's been gone. It's been floating at the bottom of the pool for a long time. But
correct. It started to gain algae.
Yeah. Losing his money, crippling.
Yep. Yeah. So I think that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm done. Thanks.
Okay. No, I just what I'm getting is well, we know he'll try to throw up whatever chaff he can, but what I'm actually getting is that if something like that happened, if he was facing, first of all, he starts out with the "How dare you?" He's I keep describing him. He's a medieval king, in that he became king, and then everybody owes him fealty to the death. He owes no one anything. By divine right, he is the center of all, and it's really hard for people who are not narcissists to understand the actual psychological illness that is narcissism, where you don't even see other people. You're not even separate from them. They are pieces in your world because you are the center. So for healthy people, we can look around and say, okay, I'm doing this, and you're doing that, and you're doing that, and the cat's over there doing that, and okay, he doesn't see it that way. So he's the emperor, and he may face judgment. But actually, what I was getting, I don't know about what if he was going to be put in any kind of cell or anything. I think it might be contempt of court. And it might be contempt of court, not only for not showing up, but for not paying what he's supposed to. Because I'm the emperor. I will maybe throw a single coin in your direction, and it's like, no, you don't. First of all, you don't have a coin to throw. I think there's a cruder way to put that, which I won't It's to do with a pot, but we won't go in there. But this is I am the great and powerful Trump, and this is my minion, Sniffy. I am Sniffy. This is Sniffy Jr. But they don't have that money anymore. So if something's going to happen to him, I think it's going to be simple contempt of not having the money to pay. And boy, when his lawyer has to stand up and say he can't pay it, he doesn't have the funds, when that finally happens, he'll try to spin it, but man, that's gonna hit him where he lives.
Bye-bye Trump Tower, bye-bye golf course, bye-bye Trump steak, Trump meat, Trump water, Trump magazine, Trump airline, bye-bye everything.
Honestly, the embarrassment that he's going to feel when the lawyer is like, oh, he can't afford to pay this or whatever, that's just going to be satisfaction on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how exactly is he going to pay that lawyer?
Public defender.
Coupon and bubblegum, I guess.
Yes. All right. Let's have, if you don't mind, if you've got the time, I've got more questions here, and I was just going to ask if you're able to hang out some more, but let me know if you need to go. But you're always welcome, and now and forever, you're always welcome. Okay. I wanted to look at the 4 people who got subpoenas from the January 6th Select Committee. Actually, technically, I've got 5 questions here. We don't have to, do a full reading on each of them, but I wanted to look at the 4 people who've been subpoenaed, and I wanted to look at Trump himself if he's going to testify in front of the January 6th Select Committee, and in public, not just a deposition, but actually have to go in public, sit there. But we're going to actually start with because. The former Trump staffers are being issued subpoenas for private depositions and records. All document requests are due by October 7th. Okay, so at that point, we're still in some kind of retrograde. But the committee requests that Kash Patel, and I'll explain who he is, and Steve Bannon appear on October 14th. That's when things are moving forward. And then Mark Meadows, Chief of Staff, and Scavino, the former Deputy Chief of Staff, are requested to appear before the committee on the 15th. So I thought we would start with Kash Patel, because I never want to start with Steve Bannon. Kash Patel was a former Chief of Staff to the then acting Secretary of Defense, Christopher Miller. If you want to know what kind of person this is, I believe he also served as an aide to Republican Representative Devin Nunes. So this tells you what kind of person we're dealing with. He was put in at the Pentagon, and when they were calling for help at the Capitol, there was a 3-hour delay before they got help from the Pentagon, and Kash Patel was right there. So Kash Patel is being asked for records, and he's being asked for to give a deposition. So is he going to cooperate? Is he going to drag his feet? Is he going to tell all the secrets? Is he going to plead the fifth? What is he going to do?
I don't have the 9 of Swords, but I am still going to say that there is a strong sense of nervousness. I get the Page of Wands with the 9 of Cups. He comes in with okay, before we do any of this, I need something to says I'm immune, or I need some sort of whatever, because there's a fear in his mind. Like I said, I don't have the 9 of Swords, but I'm going to say this anyway. There's a fear in his mind of what comes next. There's the Page of Wands. He is going to deliver some sort of information, some sort of news, but he wants something in return. He wants his wishes granted. Strengthen the High Priestess. We need to keep this off the record, or keep this behind closed doors, or keep this wherever the case may be. But yes, he is going to offer up information because he has no choice. The judge is going to put him in a very, I wouldn't say awkward position, because it's not awkward. It's very tough position. I got the 3 of Swords and the judge. So there's a very tough position he has to be in. He may have to stick a knife in where he didn't want to, or he may have to take one for the team and show everybody that he's a traitor, or whatever the case may be. But he has no choice in this matter. Something is going to happen.
A question. You said the judge. Well, this is for the select committee, but people. Benny Thompson, who's leading the select committee, has said that they will refer people to the DOJ for criminal. Do a criminal referral to the DOJ if people do not comply with these subpoenas. So
He's going to face
come to
a
that?
criminal charge for something. There's a judge here or somebody in the judgment role, but it's a single person instead of a committee. So whatever it is that because like I said, this reading started with, he wants something. I'll give you whatever, but you got to shake my hand too. Like, I need something from you. I need you to say that if I go forward with this, you won't throw me to the lions, or whatever the case may be. Because there is some very strong evidence that he has, but he wants it to be protected. He wants some sort of secret veil around it to where he's not going down with the fishes. But
This needs to be tea, because I feel like
but there's somebody here, and it's not necessarily a woman, but this is my judge card. So there is a judge putting him in a very stab in the heart sides position.
Ooh. I just want to say to everybody in the chat, I'm going to be going through the chat afterward, and thank you so much for everything. I'm sorry I'm not involved, but I'll be thanking you, and thank you so much. But sorry, did you want to go, Sienna? You look.
Sure. So I have Temperance card. He's going to try and delay something as much as he can.
Mm-hmm.
This, like, I'm not willing to speak, and there's this trying to put it off and put it off and put it off, but he can't. The longer he puts it off, the more he actually causes himself to suffer. He's really afraid. I pick that up very strongly. He's very afraid, and the more he tries to put off having to do this, the worse it gets. He is trying to find some kind of way out of it. What are my options? What can I do? But he can't. There's nothing he can do. He's stuck. He has to go through with this. Now, I have the Hierophant, and I was seeing that it's some kind of a judgment or some kind of a conviction, but now, I also didn't pick up that it would be like a committee or a large group of people doing, handing that down to him. There would be one person handing it down, but it's almost like everybody agrees with it. So it's almost like a unanimous decision. I keep hearing that word unanimous. That's just the energy. It doesn't mean that everybody is, going to be like, oh yeah, let's get rid of him, or, whatever they're going to do with him. But that decision will be made, and everyone's going to be like, all right, that sounds fair. That's good. He deserves it. And then it's going to be a really tough road for him after that. He can try and get his, squeak his way out of consequences, but I don't think he's going to be able to at all.
What are you getting, Sheila? Thank you, Santa.
Holy heck. So as per usual, when you ask the questions, I kind of go a little deeper and a little further out of the realm of the question. Now I got the what is his bookends? What's keeping him in between? There's two things keeping him in between. I have the Three of Wands, that success, that choice. Like, we are going to come after you. This is our success. We got our subpoena. We're going after you. This is what we got. And his other bookend is this, the surprise and the possibilities. Like we're coming after you, and this is what we can do to you if you don't come. So now I did a whole line of him, and I think probably the worst cards that you can get in a deck of cards. Like, I got the Nine of Swords, where he's extremely worried and stressed out. I mean, he's just in between his bookends or worried. He also has the Two of Swords. He has a decision to lie or tell the truth, right? And he knows the consequences of lying. So he's still in that realm. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I also got the Heartbreak. He's got so much information. It's going to break the hearts of us. It's going to break the hearts of the committee. It's going to break. He's got heartbreaking information. I also got the Five of Wands, conflict and tension. He's not going to be nobody's favorite anymore. He's not going to be. He's going to be hated by us. He's going to be hated by his party. He's going to literally be that person. And I also got this is transformation, death, end, right? But I also got a very darker feeling with that. Like he's literally thinking the only other option is to go or stay.
Oh gosh. No,
Yeah.
no going. No going.
No going. But I'm just
No
saying
going.
that was like
No. I'm not you. I'm saying to
Yeah.
him and to anybody. No going. No going.
Because he is tied up bad. Eight of Swords. He is so involved with all of this. So that's why I went, holy heck. There's a lot going on with that little demon, and he doesn't have very many choices.
I got that ultimately we're going to be pleased with what comes out of this, but I got this guy at I got this pendulum just crawling, just small, just broken, just crawling. And he wants to try to kick down the committee's cups, but he can't get there, and he's left really carrying the burden and having to work. It's everything he did work for, but also he's going to have to the deposition, the things he's going to end up having to admit and explain, and he is very worried. So, gosh, maybe you shouldn't have taken the job in the DOJ from Trump. It just thought random. Maybe that was a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
And at 52, let's have a quick look at a few cards on Steve Bannon, who is Chatty Cathy, Steve Bannon,
because he admitted it.
Oh, Woodward's writing a book. Let me sit down and talk to you for a couple hours. The day before, on January 5th, he's the one who said there's going to be. You say there's going to be violence, or there's going to be whatever.
I gotta tell you, I did a reading on Woodward, a personal meeting. It's not on tape or anything, so yeah, there's that. Anyways, I did a reading on him. What does he have that he wicks information out of people, even though they know he's a trap? I mean, this is like they know this, but he has something within him. He is a empath like crazy, and when he sits in front of them, he wicks the information out of them. He has that. He's one of those powerful empaths that can sit there and do that. They don't even realize. It's just like when you're standing in line as an empath and somebody behind you tells you the whole story. They have no idea why they just disclosed everything. He's that empath, and he sits in front of them, and he just evokes and wicks all the information out of them. He's very powerful.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that. That is interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Steve Bannon. What have you got, Johnny?
I got you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. That's what I got. The 3 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. Now, here's the thing. I did a reading on him. It'll come out eventually, whenever. But I get, for this in particular thing, he is going to go to court and talk and committees and all that. He is worried about the dialogue, the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Wands. He's worried about what they will ask, because that means what you have to deny or what you have to admit or whatever the case may be. Not necessarily what the people around him will say. But outside of that, this is what came up in the other reading, and it is here now too. There is something else that is more sinister than this. I believe, now this is just as conjecture because I can't prove none of this, but I believe.
Entertainment only, YouTube. Okay.
Yes. I believe that he was behind whoever it was that was going for Michael Pence. That is what I believe. And so that is the thing that I would try if I were them to try to nail him on. This January 6th thing, I don't think results in him being in prison. But there was somebody he was after. That person was in an official role, and there was force or action that was supposed to be taken against him. with the zip ties. I'll just say it that way. So there was that is what he is involved in, if you ask me. But the January 6th thing, I think is just going to be more of a stain than anything. But I don't know if that will get him imprisoned. But it is still a possibility based upon his answers.
Sheila, what are you getting?
Okay. As usual, my cards are strange and unusual events. I get the Five of Cups, the grief and the loss, and that's obvious. The Five of Cups comes up with these people all the time. But I also got strength and ending. So when I'm looking at these, strength and ending, and then the Page of Wands. So he had the strength in the ending of if they won. He would have been a major player if they would have actually made it to the end of that insurrection, and if they've actually took they had the zip ties, and he was the construction behind. It's almost like Trump, you want to stay to do this, you guys want to do that, but Bannon was focused on the end game.
Yeah, he
And
would have
had
been
a lot of
he would have been one of the SS.
Yeah, exactly. He had a lot of strength behind his decisions and the end of our democracy. Because I get the Seven of Swords with that whole thing as well, that lying, the deceiving, and the cheating. And I mean, it was like Bannon was not only befriending these people over here, but he was lying and scheming behind the scenes, behind the terrible guys. And it's like he was how can I put this? It makes it even better. Like he was deceiving the demons. He was the demon deceiving the other demons and trying to get away with it, because it came to a stalemate with everybody else, where they finally figured out what was going on, because even some of the Congress men and women or whoever that was involved in all of this, they were even shocked at what was going on. It's like they didn't know that. They didn't know that. And that has been my feeling from the get-go. And Bannon, I think, and I think Johnny says it beautifully, he is absolutely involved in the deeper, darker part of the whole insurrection. Like he was deceiving the demons. I really believe that. So
Yep.
that's all I got.
Wow. Sienna, what have you got?
Oh, evil Steve here. Okay. Well,
Steve. I'm writing that down.
I like that name.
Evil Steve.
he is going to try. Now, the word that Spirit gave me was hubris, and I'm not 100% with that.
It's
I think I get the
hubris,
gist of what it
hubris.
means.
It was when you believed that you were equal to the gods, and humans who were guilty of hubris, the gods would release nemesis to come and basically crush them. So that's why for the last 4 years with Trump, I've been saying, Nemesis, please report to the White House. Nemesis, please report to the White House. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, because I got that word hubris. Spirit just basically yelled it to me. This is in the past. He's gotten away with so much crap. He's satisfied with, well, I'm really good at getting out of these situations. I'm really good at the image I get is literally a snake. I'm really good at sneaking away and, being unseen. He's expecting a victory. And I have the strength.
He was or he is?
He's expecting to. So what I'm getting is like he's kind of expecting to be off the hook with that Fool card.
Okay.
Because in the past he was able to get away with a lot of stuff that he's done, and he's going to keep relying on that. He keeps thinking like it's almost like he thinks he's on a lucky streak or something. The image that Spirit's giving me is somebody gambling, like rolling dice, and all of a sudden their luck runs out. He will offer up as much information as he can to throw others under the bus, especially if he thinks it means it will give him like a lighter sentence or lesser consequences. There's so many people he's just absolutely going to betray in an effort to save his own hide. I have here Temperance. I think just like the last guy, I think he is also going to try, and I'm getting like stall for time, and he wants to like, well, if I'm not going to get my way, I'm going to waste everybody's time. That was something I very strongly picked up. I'm going to waste everybody's time. He's expecting to be let off the hook. However, bottom of the deck, there's a huge outcry. There's a lot of anger directed towards him. It's not going to be easy for him to be off the hook with this much, this many people that are like, you're not getting away with that. And then there's suffering here. And there's just like, he's having a hard time. Like, this is not going to turn out the way that he wants it to.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to be off the hook.
And that's what I'm getting to. This is for the reading. This is the card I get for the idiot who was walking through the rotunda carrying Nancy Pelosi's lectern.
Her lectern. Yeah, her lectern.
Yeah, her lectern. And he's been through it all, but he likes it. So he's going to go in there thinking, yeah, I'm going to just, I don't know. I don't know what his chart is. I haven't looked at it in a really long time. So I don't know if he has a strong Jupiter or a strong Sagittarius. But the thing about Sagittarius, I've got a stellium. I've got Mercury in Sagittarius with, Neptune and Venus and what have you. I blurt stuff out. I try not to, but the thing with Mercury in Sagittarius is it just thought every once in a while, thought just comes right out. He's got that energy of the big optimist, the big Jupiterian, blowhard, promises more than he can deliver, let it all hang out, blurting things out, friendly, gregarious. He's got all that energy. And he thinks he's just going to wander in there the same way he, wanders up to people like Woodward and the others. And he thinks it's going to be fine. Temperance, I'm going to go in there, going to sort this out. Yeah, no. It leads to, here's an investigator. Here's suspension. Here is the sword of truth. Here is aggressive law enforcement. He's going to get himself into just a little bit of trouble. So, all right. Just a few cards, if that's okay, on, we're at 103. Former Deputy Chief of Staff Dan Scavino. Now we're back in the White House on January 6th. People who saw Trump, saw what he was doing, can say what he was doing. What do you think, sweetie?
Did anybody else just get the impression that he was like an scapegoat, like he was just a pawn? Did anybody else get that feeling right off the bat? I was just wondering.
His energy feels quite small to me.
Small, yeah, like he was just a player,
Yeah, like he's like here, and Meadows is like this.
Yeah, okay. I just wondered if somebody else got that immediate feeling as well.
If anybody has cards, please read.
I get the impression he is, whether this is a lie or not, but he is going to say he did not have anything directly to do with it. His story is, I'm outside of this with the Five of Pentacles. I'm on the outside looking in.
That is a perfect card.
Yeah, on the outside looking in. There is basically, he took orders to do whatever it is that he did do or whatever he did say, but this was not his plan. This was not his thing. There's the retreat card with the Four of Swords and the Temperance. like I said, whether it's true or not is a whole nother thing. But this is definitely what he's going to say. Is this was not my circus, therefore those aren't my monkeys.
Oh, yeah. If you don't mind me jumping in, yes. Temperate. Oh, me? No. What? Huh? I was just. It was Trump, of course, and if you want to judge, it's all Trump. You need to judge. I'm just a loyal Republican, just little person here. What are you getting, Sheila?
I also have the fast move, that activity, that quick action, that Cupid's arrow. I'm just, I was just a Republican. I love what I was doing. The Queen of Cups comes in, where it was just I was just at the wrong time. Yeah, I was at the wrong time at the wrong place, and then the Knight of Wands, that passionate, that lustful. They wanted me to do something, so I did. But I really, the burden is I really didn't do much. I just did a fraction of what these other people, and he's going to have that. Well, what about them? What about them? What about them? I didn't play a big part in this. What about them? That's what his whole thing is going to be about. When he does that, he's really not going to take a whole lot of responsibility for his actions in there, and he's going to play it off as in I was just doing, I'm loyal. That's all.
I had a big sub sandwich I brought to work, and I just had my face in this sandwich all day. I was just this. It was really good. It was like turkey breast and lettuce and mayonnaise. It was, I could give you the address where I got it. Go ahead.
A little tradition, a little treason, a little playing stupid games to get stupid prizes. There you go.
Fart around and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Sheila mentioned like that he's gonna be like, well, what about them? That really resonated, because the first thing I had here was there's something he's gonna pin on. It's gonna be on Pelosi and it's gonna be on other Democrats. Well, they didn't do anything to stop this. They couldn't prevent this.
Pelosi, it's Pelosi's fault.
Her fault, because they couldn't prevent this. And then this is really random. Ashley Babbitt comes to mind. Well, look at what she was doing. Well, look at what people like her were doing. Look at, they had this all planned. I had nothing to do with
No, it
that.
was the woman who was trying to jump in the window and got shot.
Bang.
Oh.
Yep. He's going to play martyr. Well, I didn't do any of this, but I'm going to take the fall now for all these people who should be in trouble, like the Democrats who didn't prevent this, or he's just like, oh my God, the energy is so gross. Like victim, playing victim. It is disgusting. Meanwhile, there are going to be people celebrating, hey, look at all these people. They're going to be brought to justice, hopefully. And this is like the people in the US, like watching like all of this happen. And they're going to be like, oh, finally, these guys are being, like they're getting what's coming to them. At the same time, he is also relying on, I don't know who's in his clique. That's the word I'm going to use, I guess, or his whatever, his little crew. But he's going to try and rely on them to like vouch for him. He's prepared to throw friends under the bus if they don't vouch for him. It's like, well, if you're not going to do this for me, then screw you. He also it's almost like stepping around the truth. He doesn't want to answer questions directly because it's going to get him in trouble. It's like, well, how do I tell technically the truth, but not full on perjury? Like it's kind of like a delicate game he thinks he's playing. But I can't see him getting away with it.
And it was a diet soda with the sandwich. It was and I had a bag of chips. I had the baked Lay's, the baked ones.
Correct. And I took a break at 10 o'clock, and I
Nancy Pelosi and the rest of her Ninja Turtles were supposed to stop all these other people.
Exactly.
I was just back here yelling. That's what I was doing.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now that was great. Now we come to the big fish, Mark Meadows at 109.30.
Okay, so do you remember Mark Meadows was right there, right before they went on stage? He was in Don Jr.'s video where he was panning, and Mark
Oh,
Meadows was
I didn't know
right
that.
there. Remember that? Yeah, he was right there, right in front and center.
Oh boy. And thank you again, everybody in the chat. I'm sorry I'm not acknowledging each and every one of you. I am so grateful. Thank you.
Well, there's a lot of love for you. I've been reading a lot of the comments, and there's a lot of love for you. And we have over 714 people here celebrating your 1,000th. So yeah, honey, you are loved. And yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Mark Meadows, his energy feels like a gargoyle, like a big stone, spiky, ugly, hunching over, watching things.
are you the key keeper? Are you the key keeper?
Sorry, Johnny, what are you getting about Mark Meadows and the January 6th Select Committee?
The dog chasing its tail. Whatever this stall tactic thing is. So there's a 3 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles. He knows he's involved. He's deep in it, blah, 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 all that type of thing. The 3 of Wands and his 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is Republicans for me, for all they care about is money and status. Then there's the 7 of Pentacles. His involvement runs deep. He's probably there from the beginning. I think they've been planning this since the summer of that year before type thing. But he is going to offer up no real answers. It's kind of like, okay, Mark Meadows, state your name for the records. Do you want my first name or do you want my last name? It's like he's gonna go and play the cat and mouse and have this be one of those things to where you ask him 400 questions and he gives you a box full of empty answers. So, but however, there is still investigations going with the King of Wands. Some gigantic change, but it happens all at once. So it's kind of like he can stall for a certain amount of time, and then boom, the shoe drops. But he's in some trouble. But just he's going to play his cat and mouse until death comes for us all, type thing, to where the change comes in that you cannot stop. That's what I get.
What do you got, Sienna?
Well, just like the last guy, he's going to play martyr and victim. And, I didn't do what I did. It wasn't that bad. I didn't take part. I just happened to be there that day. And it's just like he's going to really try and BS his way out of it, but he can't. 8 of Swords. He is stuck. He also has nobody to vouch for him with that Hermit. Nobody wants to stand up for him. I'm getting here with, when it comes to answering questions, I don't know if it's going to be full on perjury, but it's like giving too little information. Just not, it's like answering, but not answering. Kind of like what Johnny's saying, like a box of empty answers. Just too little information. I also have, he's going to try and rely on, now I don't know how much money this guy has, but he's going to try and rely on whatever money he does have to like try and get out of this, to try and get like the best lawyers and to try and I'm actually picking up the word bribe. So he might stoop that low if he feels like he needs to. However, the world saw him there. The world knows you were there. You were involved.
Oh, but he was on a tour. He was on a Washington D.C. tour, and it was just one of the stops along the way. And when he was in the White House that day, he was on the White House tour. Looking at the paintings.
Oh, of course. I just so happened to be there.
Yeah, I had my camera.
His
And
luck is going to run out. He can't use that as an excuse that, well, I was there that day, but I didn't mean to get involved. Yeah, really. How is it going to turn out
in
for
an
him?
insurrection?
Not well.
I fell. I tripped. I fell.
I tripped and landed in the middle of the chaos.
Right,
He
the middle of an
can't.
insurrection.
And it's just going to come off so desperate. It will come off so desperate. And it's like, you don't even have to be intuitive to feel the rays of BS coming off of him. And I asked Spirit, just one card, how is this going to turn out for him? And they're like, it's not good. No, he's not going to get what he wants out of this. His luck is going to run out because there's proof the world saw him there.
On a tour with angry tourists, because that's how tourists usually walk around.
Right.
You go look at dinosaurs' bones, damn that T-Rex. Everybody's also angry.
Yeah.
Right.
Try
We're gonna start a riot about the Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah. Because his arms were too small, so I'm angry.
You're right, exactly. Sheila, did you go?
No, I'm just enjoying this a lot. So, ironically, I had the reaping of the awards. Like his involvement was where in the back he was just reaping the awards. Either it was feeding his ego or feeding his narcissism or his pockets or his clout, whatever it was, he just enjoyed every second of the acknowledgement of his involvement in this. Okay, so he's back there doing that. However, we have a different perspective, like the outside influence on that, the different perspective. You see yourself as glorious in the midst of it, and we see you as a different perspective, like you are horrible person. I also feel alone, and that was something that when Sienna spoke up, he doesn't have any support or anything. I also feel him being alone, like he's being left out into the in the cold, and nobody's really going to back him up. However, his cheating and all of that, his evil ways are going to be exposed because we have the emperor. We have the emperor looking in on his evil ways and how he's going to happen. Also, he has the battle, and he has the end of his battle is coming. Now, you can take that different ways, but at the end of his battle, he cannot fight any more of what's going on and who his involvement anymore. No matter how much he thinks and how clever he thinks he is, I would bet he would be the type of person that would fire his lawyer, and he would be his own lawyer, is the type of person that he is.
That sounds like Meadows.
Go for it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Meanwhile, the chat is just killing me over here. Dinosaur exhibit. They met with McConnell, says Andy. Sorry, I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I burst out laughing reading the comments.
Awesome. Thank you, Angie's dad. We need that.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
What'd you get, Autumn?
Basically, he's up to his neck in this, and what he was in the chaos. He just all the Trump, I get wands for the far right stuff, and he's just up to his neck in this. He's going to try to delay or put it all to rest, and I'm just not going to mess with you, and doesn't matter what what evidence you have. I'm going to stand up, and really you're going to stand up, and he's going to be I wonder if he's going to get kind of, I don't think he's going to go full Kavanaugh, but like he's going to get a little belligerent. And he's trying to justify and what they did and temper it. And this, Liz Cheney is going to shut him down. I mean, she's just going to flip his switch to off. And it's like, okay, because he thinks he's got a position of power, and he's going to go in there, because you have to remember he was in Congress, so he's used to a certain amount of rough and tumble and double speak and that kind of stuff. So yeah, good luck with that. Liz Cheney is going to just boom, where a strong woman is, and it feels like Cheney. Okay, I do want to ask one more question. 119, Trump. Will Trump have to testify in front of the January 6th Select Committee? 119.
Whoa.
Maybe he'll try to do we'll answer in written form, or we'll do a deposition on video. But will they say no? You need to sit right here in front of the world. You were president. You want executive privilege. Act like an executive. You put your rear end in this chair.
As of right now, because that's what I heard. But as of right now, that's where it is with the Six of Cups, something small, something minute, Ace of Cups, and the Four of Swords. He is able to be sort of retreated, I guess. He is able to be in the background or behind the scenes. The Four of Pentacles, he's able to hold on to that position for at least a little while, how and ever. The Two of Wands and the Hangman indicate that's not over. So you can't just make one statement and then that's it. Eventually, you're going to have to be, this is my media card, you're going to have to be out in front of everybody because this thing is going to balloon. So we got one person on the hook, and then you'll have two, then you'll have four, then you'll have eight. So it's one of them type of things. And so he can make a statement once, and then there is something, I don't know exactly what it is, that is going to force him into the forefront. It could be Trump, or it could be something outside of this. But whatever it is, you can't keep writing your lawyer can't keep writing statements to send to the court. You yourself are going to have to sit down and talk, which is interesting, being that he's a former president, and we don't usually see this type of thing.
That is true. That is true. Sienna, what have you got?
Well, yeah, right now he's trying to figure out what he's going to do. Two of Pentacles. It's like juggling between, well, can I just get away with, and I was picking up that he was just going to try and write a testimony or actually have somebody write it for him. That was more specifically what I was picking up. Dictates to somebody, but he might have to actually show up in person. He's going to try and find a way to get out of it. I'm seeing excuses. Honestly, one thing I was picking up was like, oh, no, I'm sick. I can't come in. Or like,
Bone spurs.
Bone spurs.
Like just any reason he can to get out of it. No, I can't. I have this other engagement. Like, honestly, bitch, what is more important? Pardon my French.
No, it's funny.
He's so nervous. He wants to get out of it. He's so nervous. He's so insecure. Four of Pentacles, just so insecure because he does not have that same, not all the same support that he used to have. He doesn't have the confidence that he used to have. And I don't think he's going to like outwardly show that, but we can kind of see it. He doesn't have that emperor title. He doesn't have that president title to protect him anymore. He is going to try and ask for help from, I am picking up like Republicans here. It's funny. The reason 10 of Pentacles comes in for me as Republicans is because like they consider themselves like the family or whatever.
The dynasty.
It's kind of culty. But anyways, he's going to try and ask for support from them and advice from them. I don't know. They might give it, but it's not like he's going to take it because I can't see this going well for him. And it's going to be one of those things where it is a train wreck. Like if he can't get out of it and he has to actually go through with this and do it, it is, oh my God. I'm seeing like internet memes being made of his responses and his expressions. Like it is going to be an absolute wreck. I can't wait to watch.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
What have you got, Sheila?
Well, I got the Hermit, and inner guide is the Hermit. Like
I'm not here. You don't see me. I'm invisible.
Behind the scenes. So I love listening to other readers as they read through. It makes my cards make so much sense. But the Hermit, I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's why I got the Hermit. Like, he wants to be behind the scenes. He wants somebody else to go in front. Can you testify for me? Can you testify for me? Can somebody else show up in my stead? Yeah. Do I have a double out there anywhere?
Melania, make yourself useful.
Yeah, behind the scenes. And then we have the Knight of Wands, where he thinks he's charming. He thinks he's doing stuff. We see that he's behind the moon, right? He thinks he's doing stuff. But we have the King of Pentacles, that discipline. Boy, you either show up or we're taking you down. And then he just upheaval, chaos. this tower, la 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 la. But the end card that was the best card out of this whole spread was that Six of Wands, public recognition, pride, praise, victory. The public recognition is that he will show up in front of us. He will be held accountable for his actions, and he will have to answer to the American people as to what he did and who he was and why he did it. So that was very interesting. Now, whether he gets there, I don't know. But like Johnny said, sometimes the cards lie. But this is really what we want, is for the accountability.
Right.
And the cards do show that the trajectory of the commission says, we will discipline you or you sit in that chair.
Yep.
No other choices here.
Oh yeah. All these cards I got, they're sorry, are you done? Are you done? Yeah. All the cards I'm getting is, it wasn't an insurrection, it was an injustice. And then it's just, I really won. I'm really the winner. I won the presidency. Me. I mean, it's all far right ones and Republican pentacles. I mean, just card after card after card after card after card after card after card of I won. It wasn't a theft. And then I've got some big female energy. Shutting him down. Again, might be Liz Cheney, but there's somebody on that committee who will have none of this. None. In fact, when I say none of this, I mean 10 of swords in your back. This whole Proud Boy, white supremacist garbage. There are some people who were saying they supported him are going to suddenly be, I had a thing. Yeah, I had a thing. And I think we're going to be quite pleased in the end that we get rid of some of this evil. So,
because he is afraid of women.
Yes, oh, he is very
well. He should be.
Yeah, I don't support Liz Cheney because there's some things that she did that I just don't. But you know what? For one time, I hope when she threatens, I will make sure that I do everything I can possible for him to never hold that office again. I kind of like and think that she's going to hold up that promise or that threat or whatever she gave.
Yep.
She sounds like a woman of honor on that one.
Yes. Well, that is going to do it for us for today. Thank you so much for being here. This was so much fun. I could not have had a better, wonderful celebration. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody in the chat. And we'll just keep on. In maybe in 3.5 years, I'll have 2,000. But anyway, thank you everybody, and I will see you tomorrow at 4:00. It is 1:37 here in Chicago. At 4:00 every day on the Book Art Media channel. It's down in the description box. The world needs your creative energy. Bring your creative projects, painting, knitting, writing, anything you want to do. Just come on over, and we do 4 25-minute sprints where you just focus on and carve some time in your schedule for some creativity. And then between the 3 minutes between those, we just encourage each other. I get nothing from this. I'm not selling you anything. It's not monetized. Just come on over and it's healthy to express yourself through creative outlets, and it's good for the world. The world needs your creative energy. So I'll be over there as usual. And yeah, other than that, I'll be right back here tomorrow because I'm here 365 days of the year. All right. Thank you everybody again. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.